All right, what's up, guys? Welcome back for another video. We got Kevin Johnson. Any of you guys know about Kevin Johnson? No? Well, we're going to find out, and we're going to see how good he actually was. I know about Kevin Johnson. I keep forgetting about him until I came across this video. He's a pretty good point guard. He's a pretty good point. Well, I would say he's a combo guard. I put him as a combo guard, like an Allen Iverson type point guard type of guard. Anyway, I'm talking too much. Let's get right to the video. Let's get the video to 5 likes. It's not that hard to get. Let's get 5 likes, man. And subscribe if you new. Let's get it. Lights are flickering. Okay, lights are flickering. Lights just went out. Okay, lights just went out. Well, okay, lights just came back on. So, gonna lights flickering and shit. I'm gonna try to do this video real quick. And we're gonna see what's going on with the lights. You know, storming out here and stuff. So I'll probably be the last video for the night. And yeah, let's get it, man.
When you think of the best point guards of the 1990s, who comes to your mind? Of course, John Stockton is one of them. Then maybe Gary Payton.
Yeah.
There's also Tim Hardaway and later on Jason Kidd.
Yeah.
But believe it or not, Kevin Johnson was right up there with them, and in some years he was arguably the best point guard in the entire league. When he entered the NBA, he brought with him a different style on the traditional point guard role.
Hey.
It was the late 1980s, and very few point guards had ever led their team in scoring. But after a few years, Johnson quickly became the main go-to guy.
Hey.
By the age of 24, he led his team in scoring while also averaging over 10 assists per game.
When was this?
So
I don't remember all of this.
And how come very few people ever talk about his NBA career? How's it going, folks? My name's Andy, and today we're going to take a look at the career of Kevin Johnson. After playing 4 years at UC Berkeley, Johnson declared for the 1987 NBA draft. The same draft class as guys like David Robinson, Scottie Pippen, and Reggie Miller. The 87 draft had a great mix of talented players and future All-Stars. He would get drafted by the Cleveland Cavaliers, but his time there was short. At that time, the Cavs had another rising young point guard by the name of Mark Price.
Oh yeah, Mark Price.
Price was the starting point guard on the team, and Kevin Johnson found himself competing with him for minutes. As a rookie, Johnson mainly came off the bench, but he was fiercely determined to take that starting spot from Price. The competition between them was a huge storyline during Johnson's rookie season, and it started to become more and...
The light thing go out?
Yeah. That's my wife checking on me to see if my computer stuff got messed up from the power going out, but I told everything was plugged up, and my laptop stay on the charger anyway, so it gonna always have power going to it. But anyway, let's get back to the video.
And more intense. While we don't know for sure what it was like in the locker room, Price said it was healthy competition between the two of them. However, midway through Johnson's rookie season, the Cavs would trade him. The main reason being they need another wing player or big man, and having 2 point guards who want to score all the time didn't seem like a great fit.
Yeah.
Price was upset because he felt like everything was going well. He said it was like a slap in the face. We felt like we were playing so well at the time. We were all thinking about the playoffs after hanging in there when Ron Harper was hurt.
Oh, yeah, Ron Harper too?
They told us that they were happy with the way we were playing, that this was our team. And then all of a sudden, 3 guys are gone. Johnson, along with a couple of bench players, got traded to the Suns in exchange for All-Star Larry Nance. Now, the fact that a rookie, Kevin Johnson, averaging like 7 points a game, was traded for a perennial 20 points per game scorer like Nance, that says a lot. Everyone knew that Johnson had insane potential, and he showed flashes of it as a rookie. Ooh. 1 year later, everyone would be proven correct. As a sophomore, Johnson's career took off to the sun. He exploded and averaged over 20 points and 12 assists per game on over 50% from the field. He displayed his entire arsenal. The ridiculously quick first step, the
I didn't know that, because I ain't started playing, I mean watching NBA for real like till like the 90s, like I say like mid 90s. maybe early 90s, but I didn't know he averaged 20 and 12 for a year, his second year. That's crazy.
Explosive finishes at the rim, the great court vision, and even his improved jump shots, which was a big weakness back in college.
Yeah, I forgot he had hops too.
Johnson took home the Most Improved Player of the Year award, which was very
I forgot he
surprising,
had
actually.
hops, man.
Not many sophomores win the award, but either way, he certainly deserved
Got
it.
most improved his second year in the league.
When Johnson accepted the award, he said, "Being selected Most Improved was a special individual award because when I speak to young people, I always try to tell them the importance about it's not where you start, but where you end up."
Hey,
The 22-year-old Johnson went
young
on a
guys,
rampage in the
take
1989
heed in that.
playoffs,
Take heed.
averaging nearly 24 points a game as him and his teammate Tom Chambers would lead the Suns to the Western Conference Finals. While they did get swept by the Los Angeles Lakers, Kevin went toe-to-toe with Magic Johnson. He even outplayed him through the series, with Magic praising him and saying that he was up next.
Just think about it. Kevin Johnson was like
Magic, and Isaiah Thomas
6'1".
are the only three
Against Magic
players
Johnson,
in NBA
6'9".
history who averaged at least 20 points and 12 assists for a season.
Wow.
Kevin would continue to push even further beyond. In his third season, he averaged 22 and 11, made another All-NBA team, and made his first ever appearance in the AllStar Game. Players around the league took notice and recognized him, this young, explosive athlete who relentlessly attacked the rim, but also knew when to defer to his teammates and take a step back. While Kevin was never known for his basketball IQ, he was still an excellent passer. In my opinion, he was like a 1990s version of Russell Westbrook.
Yeah, he was a scoring point guard.
In the 1990 playoffs, the Suns would once
He
again
just liked
play
to
the
score
Lakers.
first.
While Magic had a phenomenal performance, Kevin did as well. Magic Johnson put up insane numbers, but it was Kevin Johnson who came out on top, especially during the fourth quarters where he would come in clutch every time. Now, with more experience under their belts, the Suns would eliminate the Lakers in 5 games.
Oh, wow.
Bill Walton once said, "KJ really came to the top of this league in the 1990 playoffs when he waxed Magic Johnson's performance."
Damn, that's crazy.
Unfortunately, the Suns would fall in the conference finals again, this time to the Portland Trail Blazers, despite another heroic
They had a
series
tough
from
squad
Johnson.
too. Jerome Kersey,
At this
Clyde
point of Johnson's
Drexler.
career, he was a
I want to
legit
say Terry
superstar,
Porter.
the best point guard in the
Cliff
league
Robinson.
and the face of the Phoenix Suns. However, the next few years would be rough as the Suns started to slow down a bit with their guys getting older and other teams in the West were getting better. Despite continuing to win over 50 games, the Suns got knocked out very early in the 91 and 92
Lost
playoffs.
in the first round, then the second round the next
The
year.
fate of the franchise went in a completely different direction once they made a trade for Charles Barkley. This was the summer of 1992, and it was a trade that would change the entire outlook and the entire system of the team. While reporters first talked to Barkley about how he felt about the trade, he was excited because he was going to finally have some help in Phoenix. Then he was asked, "What do you think of joining Kevin Johnson's team?" To which Barkley responded, "It's my team now. When I walk through that door to the Suns practice facility, it's my team. I don't need to adapt to their system. They will have to adapt their games around me."
Damn,
It was a confident remark by
kinda harsh,
Barkley,
Chuck.
but at the same time, it was 100% correct. He became the clear-cut
But
best player
still,
on the
you know-
team, and it became his team, as he led them to 62 wins and 1 MVP. Johnson did not like him at first, but they slowly became friends. Barkley would go on to talk about
They had
how
a good
tough
team,
Kevin
though. I
Johnson
forgot they had
was
Danny
with his
Ainge and,
seemingly reckless drives into
Tom
the
Chamber.
lane,
I
and
think
how
they
he
had
would jump into
Dan
much bigger
Marley.
opponents. The dude was fearless, and that's why Barkley respected him. Unfortunately,
fearless.
before the 1992-93 season started, Johnson was diagnosed with a hernia.
Oh,
Apparently, he was trying to lift his teammate Oliver Miller off the ground, and that's when he got the hernia.
if y'all don't know who Oliver Miller is, that dude was like almost 400 pounds at one point. Might have been heavier than that. That dude was huge. Why'd y'all pick him up? You 6'1". I say 180, 175. You can't pick him up, man. Come on.
For those who don't know who Oliver Miller is, yeah. Even though the Suns were having their best season in recent history,
Damn,
Johnson
that's
spent
crazy.
half the season recovering from a myriad of different injuries caused by the hernia. He still played 49 games that year and averaged 16 and 8, but it was obvious that something was wrong. Being known to play with reckless abandon, Johnson became more cautious and decisive, which was good and bad. Regardless, since Barkley was now the main focal point on the team, he didn't have to carry the burden like before. Throughout the 1993 playoffs, Johnson was still pretty damn good, although he did have an underwhelming performance in the finals. The Suns would fall to the Chicago Bulls in 6 games. Afterwards, Johnson would continue to suffer a bunch of different injuries. Hamstring tightness, groin injuries, quad injuries, all of which impacted his play. For the next 4 years, he would miss like 20 to 30 games every season. He just wanted to play through those injuries because he was one tough dude. Oof. Despite all those injuries holding him back, he always showed up to the playoffs. 1994 and 1995 were his best individual runs, especially against the Houston Rockets. In 1994, he had one of the greatest dunks in NBA history, over Hakeem Olajuwon. In 1995, he had his best playoff series ever, averaging 28 and 9 on 58% from the field. Sadly,
almost
that would be the last time we saw Kevin Johnson play at a superstar level. In 1996, he was diagnosed with another hernia. That was the camel that broke the straw's back. Another huge setback in his recovery, and Johnson was never healthy for the rest of his career. By 1998, he would retire from the NBA, and although he did try to make a comeback, it was very short-lived. At the age of 34, his career was over, as he finished with 3 All-Star appearances, 5 All-NBA teams, Most Improved Player, and a Finals appearance.
See, I forgot so much about Kevin Johnson, man.
He had a couple years there where he was the best point guard in the league and a top 10 player in his prime. That's saying
I guess you can say that,
the tough competition in the 90s. He had multiple seasons where he finished top 10 in MVP voting. When you think of guys like Allen Iverson, Derrick Rose, Russell Westbrook, he was quick like Iverson, but also explosive like Rose and Westbrook. The reason KJ doesn't get talked about much is mainly because his prime was very short. I mean, he had 3 seasons where he averaged at least 20 and 10, but he was overshadowed.
Yeah, if he had at least 7 or 8 years with those numbers, he would be up there in the top.
Tom Chambers was the primary scorer on the team, and when he reached his prime, Charles Barkley came and took over. Combine that with a bunch of injuries starting at the age of 26, his career rapidly fell off. By the time he started to feel better and recover from the injuries, the Suns were not real contenders anymore, so he played his last couple years on lower-seeded playoff teams. By that point, the Suns were already moving in a different direction, with their new up-and-coming point guard Jason Kidd leading the way.
I forgot he had that blonde hair.
Johnson is not in the Hall of Fame either, which kinda surprises me, but I guess it does make sense. His prime was really short. This video is sponsored by Ridge Wallets. The Ridge Wallet is a minimal front pocket wallet that's designed to let you ditch your bulky wallet. This wallet is slim, RFID blocking, and lifetime guaranteed. It comes in titanium, carbon fiber, aluminum, polycarbonate, and with over a dozen different styles and colors. Get 10% off today with free worldwide shipping by going to ridgewallet.com/Andy.
Okay.
Anyway, that's all, folks. That sums up the story of Kevin Johnson, one of the greatest point guards of all time who rarely ever gets mentioned. Let me know your thoughts on him in the comments. Thank you everyone so much for watching. I hope you enjoyed the video, and as always, I'll see you next time. Peace.
Alright, bro. But yeah, Kevin Johnson. I really forgot about Kevin Johnson, man. I kind of hated I did because that dude was great. But like he said, he didn't have a lot. He didn't have a long. Damn, what was that word he said? What'd he say? Prime season. Like, he didn't have a lot of prime years in the league. He only had like a handful, like 2 or 3, maybe 4. Damn, if he hadn't been, those injuries really messed him up, and maybe plus the fact that he had Charles Barkley on his team after he was pretty much the star on that team for a couple of years. Then they got Charles Barkley. Then Charles Barkley kind of took over and made it his team and all that stuff like that. But yeah, that was a good video, man. That was some good information that I all forgot about. That was crazy, man. Kevin Johnson was tough, man. He was tough. But like the video if you like it. If you don't like it, don't hit the unlike. Just click away. Just don't worry about it. Anyway, thanks for watching. Subscribe if you're new. I'm out.